A single scream splits the silence. You snap awake. The city you once trusted now crackles with gunfire, the air rotting thick with fear. Zombies. They are real, and tonight, your odds of seeing the sun hang by a thread. Where you live in this moment decides everything. Some cities are tombs with blinking lights, but others, few and scattered, may give you an honest chance to live. The hunt for survival starts now. Subscribe to Think What If for more stories that push your imagination to the edge. Your breath catches. You count each inhale, tasting the metallic tang of panic on your tongue. Sirens howl. The streets below flood with shadows darting beneath broken streetlights. What now? Not every city is built for the undead. Some are traps, hemmed in by glass towers and clogged highways. Everyone, all their lives, just assumed civilization would always hold. Boston rises from the mist as a strange beacon. Why Boston? Picture this: dense, walkable neighborhoods, close-knit communities, endless underground tunnels twisting beneath its cobblestone veins. Now imagine the laboratory's bright chrome, the promise of science behind bulletproof glass. In a city famed for universities and hospitals, hope is distilled by research teams working through the night, gambling that minds can outrun the thief. Here, the smell is clean antiseptic and adrenaline, and for a heartbeat, you feel a trembling spark inside. What if, in Boston's maze of academic enclaves, someone is already searching for a cure? You glance over your shoulder and wonder if you could make it there in time. But before you run, ask, what city holds secrets for survivors like you? The question hammers in your mind, rising and falling with every distant scream. You grip your flashlight tighter. In Salt Lake City, mountains cradle the skyline. Watchtowers and peaks loom high. Fewer people, more open ground. Blood-red sunsets spill across empty roads where you could drive for miles. This is a place where you see your breath in cold morning air and hear no sound but your own heartbeat, unless something is tracking you through the snow. The mountain state, quiet and calm, may give you room to breathe, or to bury the ones who can't run as fast. Houston. The city wakes bristling with hardware. Gun shops, hunting gear, supplies packed tight on every corner. If you can fight, and you will have to, Houston gives you a chance to push back. The streets offer quick escape routes, and the scent of fuel and scorched metal lingers at sunrise. When the undead press on the fences, will you stand your ground here, or take your chances vanishing into the wild Gulf Coast beyond? You see yourself on the edge of a dock, breathless, waiting for a sign to guide your next move. The motif returns. What cities give you the best chance to live? You can feel the difference in the air. In Baltimore, police radios squawk through the walls. Law and order stand firmer, at least, for now. The city brims with defense, tight-knit block by block, a patchwork of barricaded streets and sirens blaring across the bay. You grip your bag, every step heavy on cracked concrete, and peer around corners where anything could wait. In this place, numbers may be small enough, resolve strong enough for people like you to carve out a fragile haven if alliances hold and desperation doesn't tear them apart. But remember this, when you run, every city is a heartbeat. Some cities flicker with food and water stashed away, emergency plans whispered in shadowed hallways. Denver lies high, a mile above the sea. Thin air, thin population, and snowflakes spiral down onto deserted boulevards. Here, people know mountains, trails, the wind's warning call. You could vanish into the wilderness, feet crunching frozen grass, pulse racing against the storm. The city recedes, but its ghosts follow in your memory. Again, that motif, what cities give you the best chance to live? Now wonder about Kansas City. Here, rivers fork the landscape, bridges stretch thin, and you hear the slosh of muddy water in the dark. Defense matters. The city's heart beats strong, muscles built from storms and tornado drills. Rand up the hill, and you breathe in sharp air, boots slipping in the loam. Each step is a warning. Stay alert, move fast, trust no silence. The faint taste of barbecue and smoke lingers, bittersweet, reminding you of laughter and daylight. Across the coast, Seattle stands shrouded in mist. Rain? Or is that something thicker pattering on your jacket? In a city draped in green and gray, zombies blend with shadows among tall pines. Alleyways twist, sometimes to safety, sometimes to doom. Ferries sit ready, engines ticking, escape routes drifting over dark water. If you trust your luck and your crew, you might ride out the first night on the churning bay, listening to the moans of the undead lost in the heavy fog. So how do some cities fail? Think of New York, towering monoliths packed with lives, subway tunnels tangled in darkness, and nowhere to run. Every block becomes a bottleneck. Supplies vanish, trust splinters. The city's energy turns against you, trapping you in echoing corridors while screams blend with your own. Would you risk Manhattan's high-rises, fighting for a chopper flight that may never come? Or do you leap early, aiming for smaller towns where the rules might still bend? Miami, Los Angeles, riverside crowds everywhere, shimmering glass, sun-baked highways. Here, population density is a curse. The undead multiply, swarm, overwhelm. Noise has nowhere to go but up. Clogged roads and endless strip malls lock you in. Would you dare hide where you once partied? Beaches now stripped to bone and salt? The air tastes of panic and lost heat. The motif sounds again. What cities give you the best chance to live? Maybe you dream of Columbus, Virginia Beach, or Indianapolis. Thin layouts, neighbors who know each other by name, public works ready for catastrophe. In these cities, hope lingers in muscle memory. People quick to build, quick to adapt, fast to act when every second matters. The scent of diesel, packed backpacks, the shuffle of boots outside your window, all reminders that here, community might mean the difference between living and losing your soul to the horde. And now, a twist sharpens the edge of your story. The truth is, statistics only take you so far. Numbers can't measure courage. What really makes a city safe is you, and those you trust, and the choices that keep you moving forward. You look down at trembling hands, the key to survival in your grip. The cold isn't just in the air, it's in your decisions, snapping at your heels. The city outside changes every hour, every heartbeat. You smell blood, you feel hope. Sometimes, late at night, you hear laughter or singing echo through empty streets, and you wonder, are those survivors too? Would you risk everything to join them, or set off alone? Would you try to save a stranger or save yourself? The questions circle you. What would you do now? How far would you go to survive? Remember, what cities give you the best chance to live is just the first question. The next comes when you must choose to fight, flee, or fortify. You picture barricades across intersections, broken radios, uncertain alliances. If you're very lucky, you wake to birdsong, not shrieks. Time slows. Every breath is deliberate. The rising sun paints ruined windows gold. And in the silent aftermath, you ask yourself, do you wait out the night or make your move before dusk falls again? Because out here, past the end of comfort, past the thrill of escape, past the worst fear you've ever known, what city you choose might matter less than how fiercely you cling to the idea that you still have a choice. 3 times the motif pulses. What cities give you the best chance to live? Your story settles in the stillness. The city may be battered, but somewhere a single candle burns behind boarded glass, and laughter, soft, defiant, slips out into the dusk. The shock fades to resilience. The wonder, you are not alone, not tonight. In the places built for hope, you find yourself standing tall. A final, haunted question remains. In any outbreak, after your last desperate dash, what will matter more? The city's resources or the human spirit beating, unbroken, inside its walls? Subscribe to Think What If for more worlds you should never forget.